Hi, I'm Greta.
And I'm Claudia, and welcome to Knitters and Critters, where we talk about all things Critical Role and, of course, our own knitting projects.
This week, we're talking about episode 22 of Critical Roles Campaign 3, Promise and Potential. Mostly talking, I think, specifically about Ashton's backstory, because holy crap, there was a lot of lore dropped there. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've been very Taliesin always creating these, very intricate characters.
Yeah.
And Ashton is no different. They've been very sort of standoffish, I feel, from the rest of the group. Partaking in battles and things, but sort of keeping
business-minded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching the most recent Four-Sided Dive, which Taliesin was on, and he was saying that Ashton's was like the biggest backstory that he'd ever written for a character. And when I heard that, I was like, what? Because there's been like so little said about Ashton so far that I was like, really? Like more than Percy?
Right. Right.
But yeah, he's obviously got a lot in mind for this character. How brilliant was it that Imogen and Fresh Cut Grass did that deep dive into Ashton's memory, like together as a team? I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
And there were some interesting things that came to light about the original heist from Gianna Hexam.
Yeah. And they needed to, because it was obvious by Ashton's reaction afterwards that this was still a very difficult episode for them. And, I don't know how well it would have gone if Fresh Cut Grass hadn't, used calm emotions at the time.
That was clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see what the deal is with these crates. Because as we learned in this episode, Ashton's group, the Nobodies, it seems like they robbed Gianna Hexam's house specifically to figure out what the deal is with these crates. Either someone in the Nobodies knew what she's trafficking, or suspected that something was up, because Ashton opens up this crate, reaches inside, grabs this gray vial, and then the world gets pulled out from under him. Do you think Milo knows more than they're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think there's, just the knowledge that, maybe some wanted to leave them for dead. And then, I don't know at what point, when you're trying to revive someone, you just pour the vial into the head.
This is a good idea.
Yeah, the vial that you have no idea what it is, or maybe Milo did know what it was.
Did know, yeah.
But yeah, can't hurt, right? And just pour it into their head, and then kind of sealed it in there. I definitely think Milo knows more than they're letting on right now, and I think maybe some of the revelations, some of the things that Ashton saw were sort of a betrayal, maybe a little bit. Felt like betrayal, felt like I couldn't trust them. Even the little that we found out, because obviously it was all very, very, very tiny little bits and pieces of memories, were just, there was so much violence, not just in action, but in emotion. Everybody's stressed out, everybody's just, desperate.
And like Ashton said previously, that he doesn't hold anything against the Nobodies for taking off on them after they were injured. But I think there's something different about logically understanding why people would leave you behind versus actually remembering and having to confront them, saying, oh, leave them, they're dead, we gotta go, just leave them behind.
And knowing specifically what.
Yeah. So Something else that was brought up, and I don't know if we knew this originally, that Ashton originally met the nobodies in the city of Bassuras, which it sounds like the Bell's Hells are going to be heading there via skyship in the next episode or two. What do you think that's going to look like? Do you think we'll get the chance to meet the rest of the nobodies?
I don't know if we'll get to meet all of them, but I do think we're going to meet at least one or two others. And as soon as I saw, okay, so I'm a native Spanish speaker. Bassuras in Spanish means garbage or trash.
Oh no.
So I'm like, they're going where? Going to a landfill? What? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it probably has nothing to do with that, but I was like, wait a minute. I remember that word. I do think
that's interesting, because it seems like it's going to be like a very lawless sort of town.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I do think we're going to meet one or two.
Yeah.
I don't know about all of them, but yeah, and I think there is a long, I don't know if a conversation is what I would call it, but there is the sort of reckoning that is probably going to happen at some point with Milo.
Yeah. I want to know who remembers what.
Right.
And I want to know what the F is up with Gianna Hexam, because she is getting creepier and creepier every time we see them.
Yeah.
The way she was manhandling fresh cut grass was so off-putting. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more to Gianna Hexam than we thought at the beginning.
Do you think she's going to be one of the big bads of the campaign?
I think she's going to be maybe one of the bosses.
Okay.
I don't know if one of the like end game.
Yeah.
Baddies.
I'm not sure what end game is going to end up being for this campaign, but I agree. I think she's going to be
in 2024. If the world still exists.
The world still exists. Yeah.
Gilead.
That's later Claudia and Greta problem.
My kid's high school is turning into Gilead High School, but you know, they're gonna be out of there in a couple of years. So
just hold on.
I know. I'm like, just get out of there. Just graduate. Graduate. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm excited about that skyship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And the cookies from Daddy Ashtaroz.
I am so thankful that Ashtaroz is alive. I was so worried they were going to come back and he would be dead. Like Armand just killed him on his way out of town.
Yeah. I think it's probably sooner or later he's gonna, you know. But he's good for, you know, daddy energy and baked goods. And, you know, sometimes a party really needs that.
Yeah. And we got a little letter from Lady Vixalia de Rolo.
I know. Received the package in Whitestone.
Oh, that was a nice little callback.
Yeah.
And speaking of callbacks, Orem used the sending stone to talk to Dorian. Dorian, I want you to come back. Fly that little hotel that you stole right on down to Bassuras.
Yeah, that was really sweet. You know, it's like, we miss you. I miss you guys too.
That was nice. That was a nice, you know, little moment. Liam's always good for remembering the little tearjerker moments that like
he's here to bring it, you know, bring the pathos to. Ooh, yeah.
That skyship though is going to save hopefully a lot of time on their trek, because it's like what, 900 miles from just Drusar to Bassuras, and then still however many 100 miles to Eos. So it's like, let's hope. I'm hoping that they'll be able to meet back up with the Green Seekers in Bassuras, because like those like they're my favorite odd couple.
I love them. They are so much fun. Yeah. Badges and love the Green.
Laura, if you're listening, I know you are. Like, bring on the Green Seekers merch. I would buy the crap out of that.
Right. It's like, I mean, I could probably make the Caduceus cardigan, but,
Yeah.
but Green Seekers merch.
Yeah, come on. Well, is there anything else you're looking forward to on the little skyship journey they have ahead?
I'm wondering what they're gonna do. In one of the games that I play in, we are actually you playing it now. In Dan's game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are kind of taking this trip, and right now we stopped at a port, but it's like, what do you do when you are just in a ship? You can't go anywhere, you can't get off the ship. What do you do? And a lot of players choose to like have their character learn some skill or learn a new language or whatever. My character, she does Misty Step, but she's a Dampier, so she's been practicing Misty Stepping, but like in the shape of like bats to make it more of the vampire.
Just more badass.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
During the trip, what they're gonna choose to do, because sometimes they choose to practice with a new weapon or attune to a new piece that they have looted from somewhere. So
maybe Imogen will figure out more details to that crazy stone that she's carting around.
Ooh, yeah, that thing is
waiting to go off.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, and that apron that they found at Marwa's.
Blood.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, it'll help with the splinters,
Yeah, because that's really what Chetney needs, just to add to his aesthetic. His werewolf aesthetic is a bloody apron.
You know what? That might not be a bad thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our Critical Role segment. What are on your knitting needles these days?
So I've been working, shocker, on more sweaters. But I have these 3 skeins of yarn from Explorer Knits and Fibers. And I am looking for a pattern for kind of like a lightweight garment. So 2 of them are this kind of, I don't know very well. It's kind of like this pinky neutral with some green. Yeah. And then the 3rd one is this beautiful like olivey green prickly pear. And what I was thinking is either do like the yoke in color work with this as the background, or do most of it in the pink and then use the green kind of like at the hem if there's like some sort of like lace pattern. So I've been kind of looking. I have a few in my pattern library, but kind of like nothing is kind of quite what I want. So if you guys have any suggestions of like short sleeve like summery patterns. I mean, I usually also wear my my short sleeve throughout the year because you can just layer on top.
Yeah, it's so easy to layer.
Yeah. So that is what I'm kind of looking for right now. I'm looking to like settle on a light like summery garment.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Those are some good colors.
Yeah.
I have still been working through the plague, so I haven't really been working on anything, but my oldest has been obsessed with some hats that her Auntie Claudia made her. So I just thought I would show her current favorite is the orange one. She does not leave the house, even though it's 80 degrees out. She knows she puts on her socks and her shoes and a hat. And bless you, Lorelai. But then I found these other little ones that she was playing with. She has this bunny that's her favorite thing in the entire world. So Bunny also wears hats.
Got it.
But I was wondering, where do you find your baby hat patterns? Is there a certain like website that you like to use to find your knitting patterns?
I have used Knitty and Ravelry.
Okay.
For most of, the things that I make. And I also keep track of all my projects. They're all in Ravelry, and I kind of update them as I finish them and put pictures on there and all of that. There's a lot of really good free patterns. There's, for like every sort of skill. There's crochet stuff as well, which the orange is a crochet. Yeah, and Auntie might have been working on some hats for Ms. Lorelei. So yeah, I mean, that is the main place where I find them. Sometimes you find them like on Craftsy or on Pinterest. There are like people with blogs that actually, publish their stuff on their blog as well. So yeah.
Nice. Seems like there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah.
Today, when I'm done with the cape that will never end, I will
It
find a new project.
It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it.
Well, I think that's probably about it for us today, if I could speak and do the sign off. Thank you all for joining us. As always, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. And leave those comments below, especially if you have any pattern ideas for Claudia or me. We'd love
Yes,
to see
please. So I need to make more things.
Yes. Well, thank you all for watching. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.